Okay, good morning. Welcome again to the Mastering Excel Beginner Lecture 2. Today we are starting to make how to make a simple chart. For example, we have just taken a very simple example: mangoes, pears, kiwis, oranges, and the total. So I just plotted in sales for the up to April, for example. And then here you have seen, just to recollect the sample, we have used the sum to use the total up. So here you can see the same formula again. Okay, so once we have this chart, how to make a chart out of it. So the chart supposed to look like this. So let's do it again. Okay, I delete the existing chart, so I make a new one now. So let's go inside here, insert a chart. So under the chart we use this type. Okay, now the chart is ready. So we need to give a chart title, fruit sales. So the chart is similar to the one which we had earlier. So it's as simple as that. Now in this chart, we do not want to have the total inside. So how to remove the total? We just go back to the chart here. You just see, maneuver the chart. It goes by sequence. So first mangoes, pears, kiwis, oranges, and total. So the same. So you can see the total. So you can just go here, click at it, and press the button delete. So the chart will look exactly like the one which we had before. So as simple as that. So you can see the chart area. So if I undo it again, the chart looks like this. So if I click at the chart, you can see the area is highlighted quite well. So you can just drag it, drop it just like that. So then the chart will look the same like what we have seen earlier. So this is the difference between the where to show the total. So this is the same chart. Okay, now we want to add the chart. Sometimes the numbers can be very close. It's easier for the user to see the numbers. So we just click here, go to the design view. So you can use the add chart element. So add chart element, it's just like that in the data label. It's in the center, or it's in the outside, inside base, inside end, or inside base, or outside end. Usually outside end it's more preferred. So then repeat the same thing again for the chart here, data labels, outside end. So there is also a quick way to do this. Let me go to that next level. So how to click here? Instead of doing one by one, so I undo it again. All is gone. So now we redo again, click at the full chart, and then add chart element, go to data label, outside end. So all the numbers appears as you wish. So this is the same chart. Okay, now we want to see the total inside this. So how to do that? Total, but it's so I just go here, copy, paste the same chart, and then I want to add the total here. So if I go back, after selecting the chart, if I go back to my data, it's highlighted. So I drag again, the same thing again. Now you will see the chart with the total. So but this total, it's if I want to show it on the different axis, this is on the left axis, this is on the right axis, so I just want to show it on the secondary axis. So format data series, and then click at the secondary axis. Okay, it has moved to the secondary axis, but the chart is not presentable for you. So what you can do that is click again at the totals, and then go to the design view, and then change chart type. So here you can use this type, so that way it shows more better on the secondary axis. So the total, you want to change it to the line format with the dot on it. Yes. So select the chart type, cluster column, change to the line type, click OK. So now you can see, okay, the numbers looks a little bit clumsy, so again select the data label, and then you can go back here, right mouse click, format data labels, and then where it shows on the right side, you can click it here above, so then it moves to the above. So to highlight this particular numbers, because it's a total, so you can use if you use the format solid fill, you can change the colors here. So the colors can be, usually I use yellow, it's a little bit more visible in the presentation. So you can see it's well done chart now. So it's the same. Okay, so I just remove this one, so I go back to this chart. Okay, now if the data is many more inside the table, then it's not as easy to read, but here in this sample is quite simple, so it's easier. But if you want to add additional features to it, go to the design, go here, and then data table right next to the with the legends. So you can see the chart here. Now it becomes very clear. During the presentation, there will be no question for you to answer, because it's more easier to read the numbers as well. You can read it here, or you can read it down here. It's more user friendly now. So that's what it is about this particular chart. Now this is not a presentable chart for you yet, so you go back to the how to make it more presentable. So usually the chart numbers, and then the chart is coming to the same. Here if I just use the Control P, I just copy paste both the versions to the next sheet. So you can see very well done. Now it's you can just print out like a flyer and give it to the people in the meetings. Here if I look at it, here you can see the footer of the table. How to do this footer? Usually what we do is okay, how to get into one page first. So if I click at the no scaling, okay, now going back here, how to make this chart setup. Okay, Okay, usually it comes out like this, halfway here and half goes to the next page. This is the usual way when you copy paste. So to make everything into one page, change it to landscape or portrait as per your requirement, or select the proper page size, then go to the no scaling here. Fit all into one page. This shrinks all the things into one page automatically for you. And when you are working with multiple people in an organization, it's always wise to use the file name as I just clear this one. I've made a sample before I do the lecture so that it's easier for me to start all over again with the same file. So if it is okay, now you see no footer here. So to insert a footer into the file here, go to the page setup, go to the header or footer, custom footer. Usually all along, like 25 years, I'm using the same concept for whichever company I used to work. So this becomes very user friendly. Even I left the companies, they can still access to the files where it's used. Sorry. Okay, the path shows where the file sits, and the file name shows what is the file name. This one shows the sheet name, so which sheet we are printing it. And then next is date function, when this was printed, and then on the last is the page number. So page number, if it is multiple of sheets, just to put off, just you can just insert a space here. Of pages. So now you will see how it's not very readable now, but you will see the source, and it shows where the file is sitting. It's in the users documents, MS Excel, mastering Excel beginner. So that's about it can be printed, ready to print in the PDF file version. So it's printing it, so it asks for the location now. So you can just use the same folder and just the print chart lecture 2. So the file is now ready to view. If we go here, it's open up automatically under the new systems, under the PDF. You can see very well printed. So that's all about this particular situation here. So the presentation slide can be prepared easily just by copying the title, the data, and the particular chart from the previous ones what we had done. Whichever chart which we like to use it, we just need to print it accordingly. Okay, further improvement of the data. So this file might be end up using until for the whole year. So if we use here, just what you can do here, if I go back here, I just copy this sheet again, use this function move or copy. So this will definitely create a copy, will not change your page setup, whatever it is. So here we just need to insert column until December. You can see the file is moving until December. Okay, so then we just need to use average, for example. for this particular case, and then you want to use the same format for the title. So just go to the format painter and click at here. The format is automatically done for you. So here we use the average, same like yesterday's sheet in the lecture 1. Use the equal sign, average, open bracket, then you just drag until the thing, then you can click enter or you can close the bracket. I click enter. So now beautifully the average has come out. So this is the average, and then you just do not want to have the decimal place, so you can just drop it like this way, easier for you. So now we want to copy paste the formats. So copy this format all the way until okay. Now let's see what happened to the average. It has changed. Yes, it has changed again to the same number. So you just do not want the decimal place to increase it, so you can just go back here to decrease the decimal place, or whichever way you like to have it. So now the chart has been developed for the, but the chart now it's only for 4 months. If I just go back to the print preview, the chart shows only 4 months data. So if you want the presentation to be only for 4 months, is okay. If you want to extend it to the 12 months period, so the file looks very uniform, you just need to go back and click at the chart and then go all the way until this way. So now let's look at the preview of the file. Control P is the preview. So you can see the chart for the whole year. So as simple as that. So now let's look at the average, how to include into the chart. So go back here, click at the chart again, and then just drag it to the average. So the average is popped up here. That's quite clean. So if you want to make a chart for the whole year, but you want to hide the future months, for example, another way to hide it is just drag it to 0 width. So now it shows only until April. April is also future, so now it's only until March, but the chart gets shrunk. So to avoid this, I would recommend you can just leave it as it is with the whole year as the basis. So because the data is quite visible for you to see. Later stage we will use how to use the grouping, ungrouping functions, so that in the next sessions we will cover that portion. Okay, now let's go back to the this presentation chart we have already cleared. Now further improvement to the chart, how to do that is already cleared. This is for the fruit sales for the whole year. Okay, how to improve the data now? So to see the data, whether it's lower, or is it a question mark, or is it okay sales? So this can be easily done by just going back here. For example, going back here. Okay, so go to the conditional formatting. So under conditional formatting, you will see icon status. So you can use different type of icons, what you like to use. I just use the very simple version. So 3 arrows colored, or you can use 4 arrows colored. So this shows either it's going up or going down, or is it lower than the average, or something like that. So you have to play around with this directional use, so that you can be comfortable with whichever functions you can do that. Later in the advanced stage, we will also can make settings for this under what level it needs to show as minimum, maximum, going down or going up. So all this can be done with a simple click of the button. Okay, So this is on the data, how to present it in a more easier way. Okay, this is usually it's uh, more workable for financial data as well as engineering data or stock movement data. So these are the data which we have used in the past, or even for production data which can be used in the same manner. So if it's a cross mark, it's easy to discuss with the shop floor people. Hey, your past production or past sales is affected, so need to look into it. So the automatic the X mark shows it need to be improved. Yeah, it's a visual treat. Okay, now we go back how to use a radar chart. For the same chart, you can use a radar to plot this chart. How to use that? Go to insert, go to a chart, okay. So you need to click at the recommended charts and then you just select all chart. We will go back to the recommended charts later on. So under the radar chart, you have two versions which are available. One is available, will look like this. Another one will look like okay. Let's select this one first. Okay. So the chart appears like this. So then the color is not presentable for you, so you can just change the title first. So it's not so visible. So this is looks more better, and then this is even slightly better for you. So it shows how the mango sales is developing between different months. Or you can just switch the column and fields, the column and row, you can just switch it just by click at the switch of the button. So it shows January, February, March, April, or you switch back again, it shows mangoes, oranges. It's how it's done. So if we go back here, this is also part of the radar chart. So where else we have used the data until December. So until December, sorry. So this is that's why the chart was slightly different from the previous version. So if I go back, switch it to the first 4 months, it's the same like what we have seen again. Now I switch to 12 months chart. So it's not very difficult with the Excel. You can include average or exclude average. It makes more stable presentation for you, and it makes users to read it more clever, more faster, because next month it's easy to predict, and it also shows the average inside the chart. So this is about the radar chart. There are few versions which is like what we have seen at the bottom here. This is just shows the sales between the months. So it's depend on the data what you want to present. You have to play around with the different type of charts which is available, and then you can see the impact whichever is useful. Okay, now we go for the basic charts only today. So we are just looking at how to make the chart more presentable, and then if I just look at the control P here, you can see a 3D chart which is developed, which is the same data same file. I can just go back here, copy this one. Okay, copy this sheet, move or copy. Okay, now here the chart has been when you use the move or copy function, it also carries the same sheet information into the chart. So that's the usefulness of the move and copy function. It's very powerful. When you look at it, again, I just want to change the chart type. Anything when you forget it or you don't know where to navigate, it's always useful to just change to the right mouse click, change chart type, and then here we just go to the line chart, and under the line chart you can see the 3D line. So here you have the 3D. You can see the charts very well placed. So here, because the total is in the first axis, so you can change it again at the format at the data series, and then format axis. Format data series. It's gone. Okay, the previous version, I think I didn't use the total inside here. Yes, I didn't use the total here, so we can just okay, under the 3D chart, it doesn't allow for us to have a double axis inside this particular case. So I just remove it, and then it looks quite the same like the sample what we had done. So the sample which we can easily navigate it, first it shows just like this. So I just go back to the particular chart here. So you can go to the design view, and then change the chart type. No, okay, you can just change the black background, but if you are printing it, it's better to print it as a white background. If you are just displaying it in the LCD projector or something, then it's worthwhile for you to use different colors. So that's how it shows in the chart. So among the chart what we have seen, so I just to refresh recap what we have done. First, we have done a very basic charts, how to improve it without a data, with the data labels on it, and then also include the total into it. Then we have moved to the presentation slide, where we can show the data as well as the fruit sales chart together into one page by just Control P, and then Control P will take you to the page setup, where you can, this is very powerful tool for you to use it under all the tools. I think this is one of the most powerful in the Excel. So under the page setup, you just need to click it. You want to see one page two, you can just increase it to 1 to 2 or just leave it like that. So if it is a single chart, it's always worth for you to use into 1 to 1, and then if there is multiple charts inside the file, we will come back later on how to do that. So that's the recap of the today's session, how to include the icon by just clicking at the conditional formatting. You just need to go here, block the area, conditional formatting, icon setting. You can also use color scheme or data bar. Data bar will just take you to this one. You see, if you don't remove the icon, it will just appear there. So to remove it, clear rule. Clear from the entire selected cells or for the entire sheet. So you have to be very clear about what you are doing. So if I clear it, now it's gone. Now to set back, I just need to go back and set back what I want. So if you accidentally cleared something wrong, just quickly make sure to undo it. Undo is usually on the top of your right left side of the screen. So this is the data improvement. We have seen chart improvement too. So what we had covered is the chart improvement 2, where we can see the totals here, and the total we just want to change the formula, the data label location, right mouse click, format data label, and then you just need to click at the outside end. To include the data label here, add data label. So this is the one which we are just interested, and then click at the format data label, and then click at the above. So if it is confusing for you a little bit, don't worry about it. Try it around. If you have a question, you can always email me back how to handle it. With a sample what you have worked out, I can guide you how to do that. So this is the radar chart. So you see the same simple sales figure we have seen in a multiple level. First we use the bar chart, then we use the line chart, 3D line, then we use the radar chart. So it's depend on the complexity of the problem what you face. You can select what type you want to use it. So this is the improved data on it. So for the whole year, this is the 3D chart. So that's all about today's basic charts, and we will see you soon in the next version. Thank you. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much.